Good morning, traders, and welcome to the Friday Showdown. If you guys are brand new and you don't know what we do here, we do some live trading. I got your favorite guest, FxBigDog, joining us here today. And we're going to go use our Smart Entry AI tool to implement some trades looking at some Forex pairs. So take a look and see how we use this tool. If you're interested in this tool, go ahead and email us and we can help you and guide you to that information. So if you guys are ready to start, we are as well. And let's get started right after this. All right, welcome back. Good morning, Big Dog. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Cameron. Doing very well. Thanks for bringing me back on the show today on a Friday. Happy Friday, everyone, and trust everyone is looking forward to the weekend. This week has been extremely slow, but you know what? If you actually think about it, we've got a lot of stuff coming up over the next couple of weeks. In particular, elections, right? U.S. elections are coming up on the 5th of November. So everything's going to be building up to that point, and then we've got rate decision coming up for the U.S. right after the elections, the 7th of November. So the markets are being a little bit slow, but it still creates opportunity for us to go ahead and do some short-term scalping, and that's what we're going to do this morning. So with Cameron, without further ado, I think we should go ahead and dive into some trade opportunities this morning. And just FYI, traders, if you enjoy if you enjoy these shows on a Friday, and you would like us to continue to do this, just go ahead and show us some love. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and not just do the Traders Network Club channel, but also the FxBigDog trading channel as well. And I believe Cameron will be bringing out his own channel very soon, and we'll get you guys to go ahead and start subscribing to that channel too, where he'll be talking about some future trading. So really excited about what's coming up down the line. And with that being said, traders, let's go ahead and dig right into it. Cam, you want to go ahead and start? No, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and start.
Okay.
All right.
And we do have some positions on the USD CAD and the New Zealand CAD.
All right, let me go ahead and tackle the. I'll go ahead and tackle the US dollar right now. All right, and the Euro US dollar. So we got nothing on the Euro US dollar right here. All right, so all right, traders, pay attention. All right, because this is where you learn. All right, so and again, I want to just let everyone know what I do doesn't necessarily mean is what you've got to do. What I do may work for me, may not work for you. I may look at the markets differently. I may say things that you're like, oh, I don't understand what he's saying. Well, at the end of the day, traders, the more that you watch these videos and watch us trade and so on, you'll get a little bit more to understand exactly what works for us. And like I said, what works for me, what works for Cameron might be different. You know, Cameron might analyze the market a little differently and see something that he would prefer to stay bullish on, where I'm looking to go bearish. And it's typical, traders. That's what's unique about trading this market, is that we don't always have to see the same thing. As long as we've got a trading plan that we can pay attention to and follow, we should be fine. All right, so I'm looking at the Euro US dollar. Now, some might say that we're on the buy side. Some might say we're on the sell side of the model. But I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, there's a couple of things here that are interesting to me. The first thing that's interesting to me here on this particular setup right here is the fact that we have seen the market break out of this accumulation. I was stuttering a little bit there. Accumulation. Yeah. So we've got price breaking out of this accumulation right here, and let's go ahead and take a look and see where is that at. There it is there. All right. So price accumulated right here. We had a little bit of a break, try to break out over there, but it's accumulated. No manipulation yet. And so when I look at this, I go, okay, hold on. Is it possible that this could be the manipulation move, and now we're going to move into distribution? Well, let me justify that. All right. So firstly, number one, if I look over here, I notice that we had the market create a low. All right. We clearly have gone ahead and broken above that previous high right there. Maybe not an expansion move, not a huge displacement move above there, but what it did is it held. It held its low right there. And so what we had is we had this creating our first wave structure. Now, if everyone knows, I look at the 1.618 to be the extension based on Fibonacci extensions. If I go ahead and put my fib from this level from there to here, you can see we have the extension moving over here. Here's the third. This is where I'm anticipating the third wave to start turning. All right. Now, let me take that away. So, which means that we're looking at this move all the way up here to be the third wave. All right. So, if that's the third wave, then traders, then this inside here, all of this inside here has to be an internal structure. In my opinion, it's an internal structure. And that means that if we get the market to go ahead and break structure like this, where it goes ahead and breaks above here, creates a new high, but then it doesn't break, it doesn't displace above, but then it comes down and takes out the low. Now the question here is this a market structure change, right? Is this change of character? I don't think so. I think this is just an internal dip towards liquidity. I think it's a liquidity hunt. And so where does the market hunt for liquidity? Well, if you look at the internal structure, here it is right here. That's a low that we had with the market creating this upward move going long here. And so I look at this and I go, there's two things here that I'm paying attention to. Number one, could this actually be an internal structure reversal and actually going to be targeting the lows down here eventually at some point? Possibly. It's always a possibility, right? But that's the question we have. And then the other thing is that I'm saying, hey, if the market moves in three phases, accumulation, manipulation, distribution, how does it move? How does price move? Well, price is going to go and move up here, and it's going to chase after that high right there. All right. So we're going to see price moving up here. This is if we're looking at this as accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution right here, right? This is the target at 1200. Now, with this internal low being swept right here, it raises the question, are we maybe going to be moving further down south before moving back up to take out that liquidity low and maybe even this one right here, okay? That is definitely the question. So in the short term, and remember traders, they're long-term traders, you're short-term traders. Although we pay attention to the long-term outlook of the market, it's not necessarily what we go in and make our decisions based on, all right? It's because we have two types of ways to trade the market, short-term and long-term, all right? Let's say there's three ways, short-term, mid-term, and long-term, right? And so it's really comes down to the details of what your trade plan is all about. If I'm looking to make 300 pips on this trade, then I got to go in and say, do I have 300 pips that the market can go north to? All right. And so that's always got to be the question. The question is, what am I really asking for? What am I trying to achieve in this market? What am I trying to achieve? And so if I'm just trying to grab short-term profits on this, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips on this trade, do we see the market offering that? Because if it doesn't offer it, don't try and force something that the markets are willing to give to you. And if I look over here, if I see over here, we've got price that can move up to 110, all right? And that means that if we're trading at, let's say, 1.0830, all right, that means we've got about 170 points going north. Traders, if I'm just looking for 20 pips in the market, can I get it? The answer to that is yes, I can. So now we know. We can definitely see the price moving up. Even if we are just looking for price to come back to retest this area right here, can we get there? The answer to that is yes, we can. Can we get 20 pips out of that? Absolutely. Now the question comes down is to how do we get there? Well, I'm going to go down to my lower time frame right here, and I'm going to look at the shorter swings right here. Because what's important, traders, is I don't want to get in when the market's going to correct itself. I don't want to buy when the market's going to correct itself unless that correction move is only going to be 20 pips. If I see the market going to correct itself 80 pips or 60, 70, 80 pips, then maybe I want to go ahead and short the market, grab my 20 pips and get the heck out of Dodge, right? But if the market is only going to drop back down 20, 30 pips, then I don't mind entry now, because I could enter again. And then by the time the market comes back up to where my original entry point is, I'm closing out and getting the heck out of Dodge. And so that's the question right here. So if I look over here, traders, we are at resistance. Even though it's on a 1 hour time frame, there is resistance here. There's 200 EMA right here, acts as a very key level of resistance. We can see it multiple times when the market goes above or below that. That tells us that the trend is either bullish or bearish. So there is definitely resistance that we're sitting at right now. The question is, do we believe that price is going to chase after this liquidity up here? There it is there. And the answer to that is yes, it is. So the question is, how much is it? Well, we've got about 35 pips going north. All right, that's a good sign. 35 pips going north. Now, I look at these inside swings right here. And I go ahead and use my Fibonacci levels. And I say, okay, price has gone up, down, hit the target right here. I'm going to go ahead and bring in this one right here. Let's bring in another swing. Swing is from there to there. All right. Now the market extends itself. We've gone and extended itself right now. So which means there is going to be a dip, but there is enough energy to push the market back up again. So which means that the market's done this. This is an inside structure. 1, 2, 3 up here. We're going to see the market pull back. This is where we're going to see support. And then we're going to see another push back up north. So traders, on the euro US dollar, I believe we're going to see a downside move. Now, let's go take a look and see how much can the market move back down. I'm going to bring in my measuring tape here, and I'm going to measure right here, 25 pips. So, okay, if I buy here and the market can only pull back 25 pips and then go north, I'm going to be okay with that. So guess what, traders? I'm buying euro US dollar for a short-term gain, because there's more upside potential than there's downside. And even if it goes down and goes back to my original entry point, and I've now entered 2 entry points, I'm still going to come up top. All right, I'm still going to be winning on this trade. And listen here, remember, as a trader, it's not about, hey, listen here, I want to be successful in every single trade I make. I don't want to be right on every single trade I make. It would be great, but I don't want to be right on every trade, because I know it's not realistic. But what I do want to do is I want to be able to be right, even though I'm wrong, on my initial entry point. So Cameron, let's go ahead and fire a trade. We're going to go long on euro US dollar, and I'm expecting price to move up another 35 pips going long. And if it dips 25 pips and then goes long, hey, maybe we can chase off the 55 pips. But right now, we're looking for price to go up all the way up to this target right here at 1.0869. And there it is. We've just entered at 835. And let's see how this plays out. All right, Cam. I'm going to hand it over to you, kid.
Oh, did you want to break down the USD CAD as well? And then I'll go break down the Aussie CAD and the New Zealand CAD.
Oh, all right. You want me to do it back to back?
Yeah, yeah. You can just do that.
Damn. All right, I could do that. All right, so US dollar CAD, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All right, well, good. So US dollar CAD, let's go ahead and take a look at US dollar CAD. Now, traders, we did have the news that came out this week, and it was the Canadians, right? The Canadians raised the rate. Sorry, they cut the rates at 50 basis point on Wednesday, and I was going to do a live session on this. I chose not to, because really, to be honest with you, it was coming out as expected. The news had already come out a week before the time, saying, "Hey, we're going to cut 50 basis point." So it wasn't like a major surprise. So I was actually just really trying to see if there was going to be any additional information that maybe came out in the statement or the verbiage of the actual press conference. And there wasn't really. It's still like, okay, we're going to continue to monitor inflation, jobs, all of the stuff that will influence the economy, and if we need to continue to cut rates, they're going to go ahead and do that. So nothing really significantly different came out, right? And so now if I go to my US dollar position right here, and we take a look at US dollar CAD, and again, I'm in an extremely overbought condition right here. The market's sitting over here. I'm going to be honest with you. This is a huge order block sitting over here. There it is. We're trading this order block. So I'm actually at this point, I am more eager. If I was eager to sell the US dollar CAD in this area, right now I'm even more I've got a lot of conviction that price is going to move further down south here. So I'm excited about the possibilities of the market dropping back down to take out this low at 37.44 to start a bigger downward trend. And so, traders, I've got conviction on the larger time frame to pay attention to bearish opportunities. All right. And the one thing that also brought a lot of conviction right here is if you look at the daily candles and you look how the daily candles are closing out. So, yeah, we had the market right here. We had this candle, this candle right here. There was a high, and we saw a little bit of manipulation over here at the top, right? A little bit of manipulation here at the top. And so we're looking at price, possibly want to go back down and take out the low. So we've seen a lot of slowdown in the US dollar CAD. So based on this and the fact that we're inside this order block makes me want to pay attention to the 1 hour chart. All right. So the 1 hour, let me just be clear. On the 1 hour chart, we are seeing upward trend. All right. But this is the problem. I'm not convinced we're going to continue much further. And the one thing I don't want to do is I don't want to get in on a buy and then price turns around and we have this big expansion move to the downside and I get caught up in some buy positions that I have to now eat into my margin to keep this position afloat. And so I'm going to be looking at this and saying, I'm going to want to sell US dollar CAD. Now, I'm going to be real honest here. In this session, we have to react on what we've seen right now and make a decision. So it's like, I don't have time to say, hey, listen, I'm going to stand aside on this trade and I'm going to let this one go. Because if I'm not comfortable with the position, I should just let it go and wait for something to be more convincing and then go ahead and jump in on the trade. So right now, I don't have a lower time frame sort of setting up to convince me that, yes, we're going to head south right now. But what I do have is the larger time frame that does tell me that the overall is heading for a sell-off on the US dollar CAD. And so because of that, all right, because of that, I still want to be bearish on US dollar CAD. I still have the belief that US dollar CAD is not going to sustain this rally for too much longer and it's going to turn around. And so it is imminent, right? It's very close. And so I'm going to short the US dollar CAD with the possibilities of the market coming back down here and taking out this low. I think that the daily time frame right here is going to sustain and hold. And we're going to see price pushing back down south, especially with the extreme overbought right here. Okay. So, Cameron?
We are holding shorts. Break evens at 37.11.
Oh, well, I guess then that is it. Then I guess it is what it is. All right. So we shorted the US dollar CAD. I'm going to remain short of the US dollar CAD. Now, how many positions do we have on the US dollar CAD, Cam?
12.
All right. Let's see, guys. What is the break even point?
37.11.
37.11. All right. So this is the deal. I'm going to be looking for price to target down here at 36.20. I'm looking for 36.20 to be the target. So in this particular setup, we may end up holding this one for a little bit longer, but look at this is what I'm going to be looking for. I'm going to be aware of price at this area here, at this fair value gap. We've got a fair value gap here, but I'd like to see the market break out of this order block scenario here. This is a bullish order block scenario here. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to see the market. Actually, let me rephrase that. Let's take this right here, and let's do this. Let's not pay attention to that. Just pay attention to this low right here. And that's at 37.45. So I would like to see price going down, taking out this low right here. And depending on how it closes out below here, will be dependent whether I'll be paying attention to this fair value gap sitting over here or this breaker block sitting over here at 36.20. So if we get a good displacement below here, if I look at the lower time frame, the lower time frame confirms that we're holding bearish as well. I will want to hold on to this trade a little bit longer, and we're going to go ahead and feed on this one as it starts moving back down south. So, traders, if you're short on US dollar CAD, I believe in next week, we should start seeing some downside movement in next week, but we'll be paying attention to this low sitting here at 37.45. I would like to see the market displace below that, a nice clean displacement below that. And then our target will be, target one will be here at 30, I think it's 36.90. And the next target will be 36.20 right here. All right, that'll be the target one and target two right there. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and move on. Cameron?
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna do the Aussie CAD and the New Zealand CAD. Now we New Zealand CAD.
Man, I just shut Cameron off.
All right. Okay, you got it there.
Right. Friday blues, my friend. Friday blues.
All right. So New Zealand CAD, we're holding 4 position, holding buys. Let's go ahead and take a look at New Zealand CAD. And I believe our break even. Let me see where our break even's at here. Oops, mouse keeps dying on me. So break even is at 83.43. 83.43. So not too far. Let's go highlight this. Okay. One thing when I look at the weekly is we're starting to see. Oops, I think my mouse is dying on me here. Okay, there we go. Might have to change this battery soon. As you can see on the weekly, a little bit of displacement through this fair value gap. So we're seeing this weekly candle close below it. Okay. And not really what I wanted to see if we are bullish. But once again, I'm still looking for price to run to these internal lows here in this daily insufficiency. Okay. You can see right now we've been rejecting out of this daily insufficiency. So right now, seeing this candle, the weekly candle here, considering today this is the last day of the week, we're closing below this. If it looking to close above it, I still expect we're going to have a run to this internal sell side here to sweep that sell side liquidity. So, my mouse, this is not good. So, go on the daily here. Why am I still expecting that? Because you can see here we had this retracement. Prices continue to run lower, respecting bearish PRAs. We had that 4-hour fair value gap. Price came back into that area, tapped into this area right here. So respecting that order block, had another run, and continued to take out these areas of sell side. So I'm expecting us to be short-term bearish here. Now we could see a little bit of a manipulation to the run here and sweeping buy stops. This is our break even. So we can see here this order block right here does have resting buy stops here in this area. So we could see price want to go ahead and run through this internal high, tap into this order block here where we have resting buy stops. So there's a possibility we could get out of this trade before coming back to this the sell side liquidity range. Okay. We're gonna keep it at 20 net pips. We're not gonna change it, keep it at default. Because I don't expect too much of an expansion higher, really just a run to that order block and possibly run back lower. And if we don't run here and sweep buy stops, we continue to the sell side, then we'll probably look for the reversal here. Once again, I'm still pretty bullish here on the New Zealand CAD. As you can see, we had this expansion, we had this correction with price generating buy side liquidity up here. We have a high resistance liquidity run here. I'd like to see all this liquidity run here get swept. Again, still respecting bullish PRAs, right? Weekly fair value gap has been tapped, expanding, come back, expanding. So still respecting bullish PRAs. Until we run through this daily insufficiency here, that would be the only reason I would expect price to come back to that weekly imbalance. So not bearish until we run through this daily imbalance here, okay? Until we run through that, then I'll possibly look for some areas of, PRAs like this weekly or some sell side liquidity for price to come back and sweep. So going to the Aussie CAD, we're pretty much seeing the same thing set up here on the Aussie CAD. And Going to the weekly, again, bullish on the external, right? Respecting bullish PRAs, okay? Buy side imbalances respected. So still pretty bullish here on the Aussie cat, looking at the weekly external model. Go to the daily. Yeah, you can see we have a mitigation block. I'll show you that on the 4-hour. Right into this area, same thing on the New Zealand cat, that sell side resting in that weekly imbalance, right? I'd like to see this internal low get swept. You can see, again, we're running to this sell side by respecting these bearish PRAs. Price ran up to the order block. We had our expansion, retrace back into this mitigation block, another expansion, order block respected, another expansion, running back to this order block. So we should see a rejection here and continuate lower. Okay, so go to the 4-hour. You can see here this model setting up. Okay, yeah, we had this run to the upside here. Then we had a reversal, expansion, never took buy side. This was a mitigation block. Price came back into the mitigation block. That area was mitigated. Sorry, guys. Excuse my mouse share. I don't know what it's doing today. What happens when we came back into this mitigation block? We displaced out of it. Okay, another run to that order block on the daily that we saw as well. Expanded, come back to this daily order block again. So this is where I expect price to reject. So let's see how much room we got to the downside to that sell side liquidity. And we got about close to 50 pips. So pretty short-term bearish, but pretty bullish on the external model, okay? So I think we have an opportunity to take a short-term sell here, even though I am bullish looking at the external model. So we're going to go a little aggressive here. We're going to take this internal model and trade the short-term sell here on the Aussie CAD.
Yeah, and you know what? Let me be honest with you. You know, it's like I've been watching and that's what I've been saying to a lot of traders. You know, throughout the last couple of weeks, is that we certainly have the markets moving a little bit weird lately. It's been strange. You know, we're getting like, I mean, let me put it this way, right? You've got rate decisions that are coming out, and even with rate decisions, we used to get a lot of volatility in rate decisions. Rate decisions used to be like a great fundamental. In fact, if I think about like 20 years ago, when we had a rate decision, that was the time when we traded just fundamentals and only traded fundamentals. Rate decisions was like a key thing. You want to be around the computer and trade the fundamentals because you're going to be able to pick up a lot of volatility and the market push in a direction. Not getting that so much anymore. We're not getting that in the rate decisions. We're not, the only thing that really makes the market move now, even jobs, as an example, even the jobs reports. We've got job reports coming out next week for the US. Used to be a fantastic sort of fundamental to trade on a Friday with non-farm payroll. Now we're not getting the momentums we used to get. I mean, we used to move, the market used to move like 200, 300 pips in a non-farm payroll day. We're not getting that. The trading ranges are definitely tightening up. I'm picking it up on my own. I'm trying to find these trades in the market, and it's just not available as frequently as it was back in 2023 or even 2022. So the volumes have changed. So traders, listen here, I want to go ahead and say this, man. If you're following our trade ideas or you doing your own trading in that, and you finding yourself in 2024 not getting the same returns that you did last year, don't think it's something you got to change. Don't think it's like, oh, I've got to change my strategy because, I'm not making the same amount of money that I did last year. This is the time that you need to be patient, all right? Not time to start changing strategy. If you've got a winning strategy and it's working for you, it's not time to change your winning strategy. It's just time to be patient, all right? And sometimes we have to go through this, right? We have to be a little bit more patient with the market because it's not giving you what you used to 2 years ago or a year ago. But I really believe that things are going to change. The things are going to change. And it may be the elections that are coming up now that might change it. It may be the wars that are happening around the world. Could be that if Trump actually comes into the government and takes over the presidency for the next 4 years, if we have a Republican president, are we gonna be able to settle the wars? Are the wars going to be less and less? Because right now we're just getting more and more and more. There's just conflict over conflict over conflict. Is there going to be a different type of trading environment for us in 2025? I do really believe that there will be. I do believe that there would be. But I think that the strategies that you trade in shouldn't be say, hey, let's replace the strategy, but let's just improve it or adjust it according to the market environment. So we'll see better over the next couple of months what type of market environment do we trade in, and then we'll make adjustments accordingly. But it's not time to throw away the strategies that have been profitable for you for the last few years. We're still making profit, right? If you're still making profit and you're still trading and it's making profit, but not as much profit, we can definitely there's definitely something we can do to make adjustments to improve your results, but not change the strategy, and that's key right there. Traders, we are very grateful for our sponsorship that we get to do these videos on a Friday and get to do these videos and share some content with you guys. So I want to go ahead and just share with you a little bit about ACAP. This is the brokers out in Australia. Check this out. All right, guys, let's see here, man. If you are looking to open up a trading account and you look for a broker, check out ACAP. They're out in Australia. Great spreads, great company. And we've been working with them for a very long time. In fact, what we offer is free access to all of our tools here at Traders Network Club. All you got to do is go ahead and open up a trading account with ACAP. If you open up a trading account with $10,000 or more, you're able to get free access to our trading tools, trading signals, trading everything, for zero cost, zero money out of pocket for you. All you got to do is open up a live trading account with $10,000 and then contact us. Let us know by using our link. So in our description down below, go to our website if you can't find it, or even contact our support team. Ask them, where is the link that you need to open up a live trading account with ACAP? We'll get it to you. Once you open up the live trading account, you will get access to our trading tools for an absolute zero out of pocket for a whole year. Make sure you go ahead and do that, traders. We want to give back to you. We want to help you. Now, some good news coming out next week. I want to make sure you guys are available next week. Spread the news next week. Next week, we are actually going to be running a super cool special on our starter membership. Zero cost, zero money out of pocket. Don't have to open up a live trading account, nothing like that. Just zero out of pocket next week. Make sure you guys are around. We're going to go ahead and announce it in next week's session. So be around next week, traders. It's going to be super, super cool. We're excited about it. We're going to be launching it next week, Friday. So with that being said, traders, that is it for us. We'll be back next week, non-farm payroll Friday next week. We'll see how the markets will react next week, Friday. And if you want to follow the trades that we've gone ahead and implemented here inside the session, make sure you check out the description down below. There is the Telegram link, all right, to check out look for the Traders Network Club Telegram link. All of our trades are going to be implemented and put into that Telegram link, so you can follow it, because traders, we're the only company, and I'm going to say this with conviction right here. We're the only company that actually, and this is something that you have to really start thinking about when you think about companies to connect with, right? We're the only company that shows you trade opportunities, shares the trades that we actually put in a live session, does live trading in live sessions. Nothing is hearsay and just telling you, oh yeah, we place trades and we're making money. We actually place those trades. We show the actual results, the real results. No other company can do that. No other company is doing that. That's what makes us legit and the real McCoy. Traders, go ahead and check out TradersNetworkClub.com. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you, Cameron, for bringing me on the show. Thank you.